Hello, hello, everybody. Sorry, my computer wouldn't let me remove that for a second. My name is Heather Aston, and this is my channel, TT's Trinkets and Treasures. Um, we used to do Wednesday night sales, and we're not doing that anymore. We're doing them Saturday mornings now. So, as for now, I don't know if I'll continue doing this every Wednesday night. But for the time being, as long as people are wanting to see me, I'll show up. Um, I'm just going to be designing with my bargain bead box since I found my mahogany obsidian stash. Hello, Tammy. Wonder who's lurking. I thought for sure that you were the first one in here. You usually are. I did not put enough of this on. Much better. I don't like a lot. I just don't like it when my things go. Hi, Carolyn. I know a bunch of you just left Rosanna a few minutes ago to come over to be with me. Well, she finished her stream, which had she wanted to design with the box, I would have said, woohoo, I got the night off. But she had a long day with her family, so I'm sure she just kind of wants to kick her feet up and relax. I would. So, like I said, we are going to design with the bargain bead box. Hello, hello, Georgina. I hadn't really used, I was bummed because I could not find my mahogany obsidian, so I couldn't use this, and I wanted to use this. So I finally have it back, brought out a couple of other things, depending on how fast the projects go. We'll just see how many we can get done in an hour. Hello, Tina. Thanks for joining us. Because, nothing says I have to be on for an hour. Nothing says I can't be on for two. It's just a matter of how I'm feeling and you're feeling, whether or not I stay on. But I also had some interesting shapes in my little stash that I had forgotten about. I'm trying to figure out if these even have holes. Wait, are you serious? How is there no hole? What are you supposed to do with these? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I got them from Sam's Beach Shop like a long time ago. How is there not a hole? Where's the little paper that talks about them? I think I threw it away. Mahogany obsidian, hexagon standing point, 2 pieces, random pick. But what are you supposed to do with it? Like, there's not much here to wire wrap, so I don't understand, like, what the point is. Why did I pay $2.25 a piece for these? Maybe there's something cool that can be done with them, and I'm just ignorant on how to use them, which is perfectly okay. I never claimed to be like a know-it-all, and honestly, I have no idea what you would do with these. I thought that they were going to be like brios and that I was going to be able to go through like one of the sides, but that's not the case. It's not drilled top to bottom. Huh. See if I had to go run some stuff back that I got from Amazon that wasn't what it was supposed to be. So it had to go back, which is a bummer because I have help tomorrow and Friday to help put stuff together for Saturday morning. And now I'm not sure I'll have everything I need on time, but it's okay. If not tomorrow, though, it'll get here on Friday. So I know I don't have much out besides all these different shapes of the mahogany obsidian, but I've been like itching to design with this. Like I said, I wanted to design with like this really cool coin, because its facets make it look like a bow tie. And so bow ties always make me think of my oldest son because he only likes bow ties. So hi, Crystal. And then I did have some crosses. I don't know if I'll use those or not. But then I also pulled out my tried and true buffalo horn spacers, which I love. So I have those. And then just in case we wanted to do a little bit of drama before we got to this, I have these check glass, very large bicones that I think could look good on top of that. I don't think I'm going to. Oh, I also had owls, and I think I forgot to have these in the sale last weekend. So I have a ton of them. So I will have them in the sale on Saturday in case anybody is interested. They're lightweight enough that you could wear them as earrings or use them in a necklace. I originally showed them to you on one of the moons. I like wire wrapped it on the inside of one of the moons that Barnaby Box always has, and it would just like float. But I hadn't done anything else with it. So as you can see, I've got I've got a bunch of these little I think these are English cuts. And so I have some of those. We have rounds in 4, 6, and 8 millimeters, right? Yeah. So I think we should be able to get up to enough mischief with just these few beads. Sometimes I just like more of a pure design. I don't know if that's the right word, but where you just use the beads. Hi, Rosanna. I really would have been okay if you wanted to design tonight. I would have just been like, I got the night off. Thank goodness. Put up a little note, told him to head over to your channel, but I'm sure you had a long day, so you probably want to kick your feet up. So sometimes I just like to keep my designs to exactly what you see here, which is the same stone with just like some humble buffalo horn spacers. Rosanna, I'm so glad you're here actually. What the heck am I supposed to do with these? They look like golf tees. They have no hole in them. What do you do with these? And if you know what to do with these, I might just end up sending them to you. Because I have no clue what to do with them. So they're called hexagonal standing points. And I have 4 of them. Why I thought they had a hole in them, I don't know, but I did when I ordered them. I've had them for a few. Yeah, there's no hole, Rosanna, anywhere from top to bottom, across here, there's like no holes. And I'm like completely stupefied on how I would do it. So, yeah, I have no idea how. So, guess what? How about I be such a good friend and I'll send them on to you instead? Does that work? That way I don't have to try to figure it out. I can just leave that to your brilliant mind. See how I'm buttering her up so that it sounds like I honestly will just send them to you if you really want them because I have no idea what to do with them. Okay. I do not know what happened to my Softlex gray wire, so I'm going to use the copper again like I did earlier because I don't know what else to do with it. So by your non-answer answer, am I to guess that you do not Don't want them? Oh, you have an idea? Okay, cool. Then I'm going to send them to you. I need to talk to you after this anyway, so if it's not too late and you don't mind, and Steve doesn't mind, I'll probably call you then. Okay, I do want to try to find my hematite wire if I can, because I kind of don't want, I didn't really want there to be metal in this, so I just, but maybe I'll just use copper because that will probably, that'll blend better than black will. So, that's only 20. Where is my 18 gauge? 18 gauge is like my favorite gauge to use when wire wrapping. And of course, it was the one closest to me. Ooh, this almost took out my light. Okay, I'm just warming up the wire by running it through my fingers, back and forth. I'm just going to cut off the length. And I think I'm trying, how do I want to, I don't know, do I maybe put one of these on top and bottom? Or is that just a lot? Because I see people who like have, when they do the Y, sometimes the like part coming down is like from the Y necklace will sometimes be longer like this. I think I should do one or both. Choose your own adventure. Whoop, whoop. Which is kind of like Heather can't think. Sometimes I just can't pick. And so it's nice to have you guys make the decision for me. I don't think it would look bad either way. Maybe just that though. I don't know. I have all of my gunmetal spacers and stuff nearby. Sorry, my dogs are going nuts. Steve just got home. So I'm sorry if you hear them in the background. They will start doing what we call singing in a minute if he takes too long to get out of the car, which is just them like all going all kinds of crazy. And they shut up because dad walked in. Okay, I do have some really beautiful bead caps. Oh, I forgot I had these. Look at those. The only thing is I'm weird about bead caps and I want. Oh, look. Isn't that pretty? I need to hit autofocus button on my remote. There. Isn't that pretty? It's just like there's a pattern all etched into it. So pretty. I forget that I have like really nice beads sometimes. And then I have a bunch of spacers too, like this one, which I love. It's so pretty. Why have I not been using my gunmetal? I have some really nice gunmetal. Ooh, for a guy's bracelet, that looks like a weapon from the 12th century. Ooh, these are cool too. I can't believe I have this whole box of those 4 things, and it's all the way full of like bead caps and other things. Seeing if I have anything small enough to like go over the top of the bicone, because that could be cool. I'm just weird about, ooh, that might be too small actually. We might have to go bigger, which is okay with me. I do have just this regular flap. No, I don't like that. Let's try the star one. I need to put this on something so I'm not holding it, having to hold it in place, and I can look. That's pretty. Oh, what else is there? These are all really big, but maybe this one. I need to look up where I got these from because these are, oh, look at that, you guys. Oh, that's the winner. It's so pretty. I will take a picture afterwards, you guys, so that you can see all the like detail on this. It's gorgeous. Come on. Oh, it just changes the profile of that so beautifully. And then we could just put a little hexagon spacer underneath that. I don't know that I like that. We'll see. I don't like the hexagon. What other things do I have in here? I really like this, but this could have also been cool. And now I'm not sure because that looks cool. I wonder what they'd look like on together. Like, we can do this on the bottom into the little wavy coin. No, don't like that. But let's see about this one. Put the skinny part up. No, I don't like that either. But that is so pretty. I do like these bead caps though. I just thought maybe they needed a little bit of space, but I don't have any that I think would like sit over the edge of this and not just stick out and be awkward and snag your like your sweater and stuff. Not about that. But we are coming back to these possibly for a second strand or a bracelet because these are so pretty and I can't believe they've just been sitting here this whole time. Which one is that? That is the star one. Ooh, that one's pretty too, but I didn't see. Where was this one? Oh, is this? Oh, that's not. This one is pretty too, though. But it sticks out funny. See, that's what happens all the time. Okay, like this. I like the gray up against the copper. Totally okay with it. I might even cut a longer piece and do some like swirly work on that. I think I'm going to do this as its own link because it's really pretty and we can highlight it. So I'm going to figure out where I put all of my flyers at because I was picking stuff up. Here's my that and my pliers. I do have head pins in gunmetal, but I don't know that that's what I want to do. Where is my 6-step bail making pliers? At least I need those. See if they fall and I'm not aware of it. You know, that happens more often than I'd like to admit. What is that? Just a second. Oh, my other Rena's pliers. All right, we're covered. We don't need the 6-step bail making pliers. I'll be okay with this. Okay, bend it over. I'm going to do a little bit of a bigger loop just so that it isn't like dwarfed. The hole isn't dwarfed by the size of the bicone. And I have enough room to like I don't know if I'm going to use beading wire in it yet or not, but I am just going to go ahead and do my like little hybrid link at the top until we know what we want, because I don't want the wraps to detract from the very beautiful bead caps and bicones. These are so pretty. I love the copper with the gunmetal. I'm sure other people have put it together before, but it's a first for me, and I'm loving it. It's so pretty. And then, do I want this going the same way or the opposite way? We'll do the same way for now. We can always swirl it around if we want to. How far up on the pliers did I go? Okay, so almost to the top. 1/8 of an inch outside of the top. And how are my holes on? Somehow, from the first time I looked at it to now, it decided that it needed to be the other way. Well, thanks for making the decision for me. I know, I can always still change it. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood, I'm in pain, and so I have to just make awkward jokes so that I don't. No, I don't like people to like know that I'm in pain. Like, that's just me not liking, oh no, this bicone has a chip in it. Nope, not with these bead caps. Sorry, guys. I'm sure you understand. Ooh, and I have some drops in here too. I didn't even see those. Oh, for earrings, you guys. And I have all the pretty bead caps that can go on the bottom. Ooh, never have I been so happy to have a chip and a bead. Is this one smaller? No, it's the same size. Ah, and there's two of them. Only two. That's the chip bead, but I'm okay with it because I like the wire. That's gonna be pretty.
You're prettier.
Oh, thanks, babe. He said, "You're prettier." What do you want, sir? No, I'm because you said I was prettier.
You always impress me.
Okay, I love you too. Just don't go, aw. Oh, last year we were out to dinner. It's okay. Have fun. I'm going to send you those points, dear, because I have no idea what to do with them. Please enjoy your family. Tell them we said hello and thanks for giving you to us for a little while they're here on their visit. Pretty bead cap, bicone. Pretty bead cap. Come on. Then we're going to bend it right there. Pops is talking to the baby. Man, was she talkative today. My daughter sent me a message like right before I went live, and Selena was just talking the whole time. And then she called me a little while ago, and Selena still was. And it's funny because before Steven and I had kids, we sat down and we like made a list, like an actual list of everything we didn't like about the adult relationships that have been modeled to us, everything we didn't like about our childhood, everything we did like, what we could not stand about other people's kids, stuff like that. And on that list was I don't like kids that say no just to say no. That drives me crazy. And it's because kind of a telltale sign of like being told no a lot. And so then they start mimicking it. Well, I we didn't use the word no with our kids. We use get down, don't touch, please stop, all of that kind of stuff. So our kids didn't do that, which I'm very thankful for because like I said, as a babysitter, that was like that's the kid nobody wanted to watch because it's annoying. So yeah, I hope I can get this to curve around. I'm just gonna do a little. I'm gonna try to do a knotted head pin with 18 gauge wire. So I'm just cutting off the straight piece of the curve so that it can stay as small as possible, so that it is easier for me. Okay. And if I need his help, I will call Steve because he has pulled these through for me before when it gets caught up like it is right now. So, and I totally just did not show you how to do that. I apologize. I don't think I'll be doing it again in this video, but I will make sure next time I use it. But the biggest key is you need nylon jaw pliers because I always push my knot right into that as hard as I can, and then I grip it and I pull the knot up. And then I come down and I do my little squishy squishes that I like to do because I like my knot as tight as possible. I pull one more time. And then I push this up just enough to get my smallest plier nose in there. And then I straighten the wire as I pull it through. Okay, so that will be the bottom. So we'll put that on the coin. Come on. Come on. Do I like the way that looks? I don't know that I do like what that looks like. Huh. Because I could always just turn this upside down and bend this up around and try to do a loop on top of the knotted head pin. Or I will just take this off, cut this off. And I will do what I just described without like doing it. I don't want a lot of extra because I want the extra for when I wrap around this. So, wow. I cut that really close though. I might have cut that too short. Dang it, you guys. You know me. I hope you know me well enough to know that this wire will not go to waste. I will use it for jump rings. But I'm going to pull out a longer piece of wire real quick. I'm going to push this in and not leave myself that short. Okay, this should be enough. Much better, actually. Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and go around a second time just to make sure that it's really good and secure. Push my wire down. And then it is a little bit loose on the back here. So once I get this trimmed, which I always take it around to like the corner, I don't like it on the quote unquote front or back. It's something weird about me. I don't even know why I don't like it, but kind of like the fact that I don't like when I completely just missed what I was gonna say. I might have left this one a little bit too long. That's a good thing about wire is you can fix it. Okay, so I want to do a loop, but I also don't want like any more than I already have. So I'm gonna bend it right at the curve. And I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna do the bigger loop just like the last one. I'll go up, around, and behind. And then I will grab onto my wire and I will wrap it around once. And then I will just start going down till about right here. And then I'm going to take the rest of my wire and I'm just going to make a little coil, but I need to get this bend out first. Okay, so then I'm going to take it with the very tip of my precision pliers. These are by Beadsmith, and I love them. Okay, now that I have the first little part of my coil started, I'm going to grab my wire and I'm just going to slowly, I'm going to move my pliers and I'm going to push around bit by bit, not taking huge, like, I don't know how to put that. Not like trying to go too crazy all at once, just slow and steady wins the spiral race. And then I'm going to push a little kink in that so that when I push it down, it stays in place. Nope, go back down where I just had you. Ugh, it did it wrong. If you cannot tell, I am not the best at wire work. I wish that this was coming from the other side. I don't like it. Okay, take 3. Sorry, we are what? Oh, 33 minutes in and we're nowhere close to being done. I apologize, guys. Most times I can be easygoing, but like I have a vision for what I want this to look like. Now I'm asking myself again if I did cut enough wire this time. I think so. But that was too short. No, so then this one isn't going to be enough. So I'm going to measure it. And I'm going to cut it down pretty far down so I don't have to do that as much. Because this is why when people say, oh, you guys waste materials because you'd rather have, you all say because you'd rather have too much than not enough. It really is, because as you see, I just cut 3 different lengths of wire. And so those all Now I will create with them. I will turn them into spiral charms. I will turn them into jump rings. I will turn them into, they're not just going to go in the garbage. Absolutely not. I'm not just going to be crazy and waste materials, but I do, like I said, I have a very clear vision of what I want this to look like. So I am being quite a bit pickier this time around. Okay, and I'm gonna clip this off and cinch that in, but then I'm going to straighten this up and then bend it straight back. Okay, and then I'm gonna hold my pliers, grab this, and I'm gonna wrap it over the 2 little wraps that I did earlier. Now I have a lot more room to spiral, which is what I wanted to do. Hopefully it's not too much, but so again, there are 2 ways that I could do this. I could squish this back in and then start my spiral that way, or I can just cut off this little straight piece and do it like as an actual, like where there's a hole in the middle. And I'm trying to decide which one I want to do with this. Let's, I'm gonna carefully push it in. Behave. Okay, there we go. It's not gonna be as round, but that's okay. And then just like I said, you're just gonna kind of slowly do very small. I'm pushing the wire towards the spiral rather than rotating my pliers. Oh, this is going to be way too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at a point where I can turn this into a little charm for later. And then I'll start my spiral again. Okay. Just barely start the spiral. Here we go. This is going to be the size I want it to be. I said on my live earlier today that I just kind of like in my mind's eye, I just picture that you guys are all at your beading table and you guys are also working on designs. Okay, now if I flip this right up, first I need this to turn the other way for this to happen. If you roll it all the way up to right there and then grab hold of it and bend it down, it sits nicer than what I was trying to do later. But you might also have to go in and just put your pliers underneath it and bend it towards the pendant, and that will help it to sit straight. So there we go. There's our pendant. Finally done. Woohoo! Okay, copper wire. Let's figure out. Oh no. Heather, what did you do? Ugh. I didn't link my thing. So see, some of this wire is going to be used right now. Because I messed it up. Oh, I hope this is long enough. Just barely. See, I made it really close. It's enough to go around, like, lengthwise, but logistically is what the problem is right now. But I think I just about got it. And it was literally just enough. That's crazy. Bead cap by cone. Bead cap. So it needs to go in that way. Same with the top to go into the pull the wire. Oh, I just almost forgot to connect it again. I never would have considered myself a risk taker until beading came along, and I like to leave things to chance more often than my sanity should have to deal with. But we got it. It's on there. It's all tucked in nice. We're good to go. And now we're going to string, finally. I'm going to make sure these are lined up right. Nope, it's slightly off, which is what I thought. Not by a lot, but by enough. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put a 4mm bead on of the mahogany obsidian. And then obviously we will put our pendant on. And I will do a 4mm bead on the other side. And when this is all like squished in together, it will help keep the wire from going on there. Hold on 1 second. That was my knee. Sorry. I just need to get that black stuff off my hands. Okay. Now we're here. Now we have all the choices in the world. I do have the buffalo horn, but I also have bees. And I don't know that you're going to be able to pick up. But on the sides, they're like a red, and then it goes into green and then back to red. And they're very thin. And I think that they will look beautiful if I take one of those on either side of a buffalo horn and then go into my bead. So let's clippy this off. So that I don't have to worry about it falling out. And then I'm gonna put one of these round hematite spacers. 1 buffalo horn or 2 buffalo horn? That is the question. I think 2. 1 would work. I just think 2 will look better. And these are like my favorite. I just love the natural resources that were afforded. Okay, and then I'm going to go up to a 6 millimeter from there. Do the spacer again. And I don't even know that this is, I think that this could very well be a gender, not gender neutral. What is the word? Anyways, either sex could wear it. Oh, this buffalo horn has a little sticky outie on it that's not allowing it to sit flush. All right, that's better. I think we will see. No. Sometimes that happens. They'll have little burrs that were probably there naturally. Go up to the 6, then we're going to go to the 8. And then we'll just go back. I may only use the 4 millimeter here and then just go back and forth between the 6 and the 8. And we might also put the English cut on top of the 8. Let me get there, and then we can make a decision. But I think I like the larger beads for this. And we could even bead cap this off. So if I do, I would take this, the second hematite spacer off if I'm going to use a bead cap. Let's see. I'd like to use ones kind of like the one I already used. Let me see if these are big enough or not. This is just the bigger version, but nope, that's going to be way too big. Okay, maybe we just use the same one that's on our focal. Just to bring some continuity up in, and then we'll really only see the middle of this bead, which is kind of cool because then it makes it almost cube-like. Ooh, I like that. You guys might think I'm all crazy, but I think that is beautiful. Where is everybody tonight? There's not as much chatter as we normally have. 8 millimeter. It is the end of the night, and we chatted quite a bit earlier. Anybody have any big plans this weekend? You know, after the sales on Saturday morning. I will tell you that I will have Christmas kits on Saturday. And even if you're not sure you want to buy them, you know, at least come see the designs. I'm okay with that. I doubt that I will do anything like mind-blowing and the very first time of anything, but yeah, I'm just gonna do the 6 and the 8. Then we'll go to the 8. And we will go back to our English cut. And I think the fact that this isn't a flower I think it's kind of cool. Do I like it without the metallic? I'm gonna see what it looks like with it real quick because I didn't even check that earlier. Do I like that? Actually, I do. Good thing I'm a quick stringer. I'm not trying to figure things out as I go along. And I'd rather fix it this early than get all the way done and be like, what? Because I've also been known to do that, and it drives my husband crazy. You just spent all that work, all that time, and then you just take it off. Yep. Yep, I do. Am I the only one who does that? Oh, thanks for. Ooh, yum. That sounds good. I don't know what Steve's out there. My culinary genius husband. I'm not quite sure what he's making for dinner. I just know he's making dinner. Uh-oh. I don't know how that is coming through. I have it on Do Not Disturb. Oh, it's because I still have Facebook open. Crap. Who is it? It's my grandmother. Hold on. Gigi's live, but she'll be done in 10 minutes, okay? Okay, Squish? I'll call you right back. I love you. Bye. I didn't close out of Facebook, so that's why. But I know I answer it, you guys, because I've literally gotten videos where she cries when I don't. And it makes me feel bad. So if I hear it, I've got to answer. I don't want her crying on my account. Okay. I think. How many of these do I have? Okay, I have at least 8, so that's fine. Metallic. Bead cap. Bead cap. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go and grab some various different, like the multicolor, spacers because he's got them in quite a few different colors as well as shapes and sizes that I think you guys will really like. And they're inexpensive. They're not much. There's so many on each string that they carry so much more weight. They're also, you're able to say that it's all natural materials if you, obviously not with the bead caps, but if you don't, but if you just use like the hematite spacers with a gemstone only necklace, you can say that they're all gemstones. The ones are just plated, that's all. But the center is a gemstone. So, okay. Back up to the 8mm, one more little repeat. And then we will string the other side and make our ear. Rosanna, if I don't send you a clip of a little blonde girl talking about your dinner choice, remind me to send it to you because it's funny. It's this little girl. She's sassy. Maybe I'll just have to send it in. I'll just post it in the group because it's funny. You'll all get a kick out of it and laugh. So. Well, oops, what did you do, Heather? I forgot to go up to my bigger stone. And when I finish this off, I'll probably go back down to the 4 just at the clasp area. Just, for continuity's sake. Ba, 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 ba. Eight millimeter. Plus, these strands have like 200 to 300 spacers on them. So they last a really long time. 6 millimeter, and then down to 4. Same with the buffalo horn beads. You get so many for the price that it's such an economical way to add something that not a lot of other people would have access to, because I think he has 200 different hematite spacers on his wall. So yeah. Linda, hello, my dear. And in case you missed it, I'm just going to send you those points because I have no idea what to do with them. Rosanna, maybe I'll send you 2 and finally send Linda her package with her dragon skin agate, which just got changed to dragon skin agate after I was told over and over again that it was a jasper. So there's that, which is okay. If it helps you guys find it easier, then I don't mind. Looking like I don't know what I'm talking about for a moment, because you guys are worth it. And it's a beautiful stone. So I want as many of you as possible to have the opportunity to design with it. So if you've been looking and not finding it as a dragon skin jasper, that is why. Because I said that it was agate and was told that it was a jasper. So I don't know. It is what it is. Honest mistake. Just not my mistake. Just a joke. I hope you guys are liking this design. Like I said, I specifically held off and did not use these yet because I knew that I had the different sizes and I had at least one other shape, which I did. And I wanted to go you don't see mahogany obsidian a lot. It doesn't get a lot of love. It doesn't get a lot of screen time. I very rarely ever see it in a tutorial online. So I wanted to do a nearly I wanted it to be nearly or entirely that one stone. And then yes, I added the buffalo horn and this little bit of metal, but for the most part, it's the stone itself. So I think that the buffalo horn being such a humble spacer that, but yet helps define it. And then I like the dark, like almost a purplish red on the metal spacers. I think that also helps. Just frame the beauty of the stone. My husband had not even seen these before. He was like, wait, what are those? Ooh, I like those. So I think that's why I went more gender fluid, gender neutral, unisex. There's like a bunch of different ways that you can say it. But it just boils down to both men and women can wear this as they can with any jewelry, in my opinion. I think jewelry is a form of art and it should be used to express however anybody who's wearing it, it's their energy. So but Rosanna says, I will not complain if you want to send me free beads. Well, I need you to teach me how to use them. These are what I'm talking about, Linda. It's like a golf tee, but there's no holes in it. It's a hexagon on top, and then it goes down into it's called a hexac. No, I'm not going to say it. Big a hexagonal standing point is what it's called on the packaging that I received it in, but I don't remember that it had no holes. So then when I went to, oh, this would be cool to design with, you all saw my natural reaction. Wait, there's no hole in this? So, just like I want to send Linda the some of the dragon skin agate because I want to see what I like already. I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like. I'm not trying to see that, but I just like already have an idea of how pretty it's gonna be. That I need to get it sent out like ASAP. So I'm packaging up orders tomorrow. So I will get it sent out with that as well as your stuff, Rosanna, will be on its way. And I found a little something extra that I'm excited for you to get that you don't know about ahead of time because I like surprising people. I need another one of those. I'm gonna have to try to remember where I got these from. Those bead caps and stuff because they're just gorgeous. And I want to be able to share it with you guys if you're in the market for some gun metal. Okay. I have more than enough room. Oh, wait. I have enough to do the one more repeat, which is what I did on this side. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this and go down to 4 like I did on the other end, but I'm going to do one more of the English cut and then I don't have to add chain. to it, which is fine. I just don't know I don't know where any gunmetal chain outside of just the basic, like a basic cable chain or something like that. So I would want it to have a bigger presence than that, since I like the rest of the piece so much. So I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna crimp this side, and then finish this baby off. Oh, come on. I hope I'm not the only one that struggles with these freaking lids. They drive me crazy. Ugh. And I'm not going to do like I did earlier, which was leave all the excess line on there. Where are my magical crimpers? You missed all my fumbling though, Linda. I started this pendant like 4 times because I was having a hard time getting it right. So, and that crimp just became completely mangled, and I'm not sure why. Uh, bu- uh. Hmm. Get the end of that wire through just enough. I must not have stayed centered or something last time. Already better. That is really a very important part of using the magical crimper, is that you stay in the center, so it's not like flipping up in ways it shouldn't be. Okay, we're gonna move this all down. On the other side, we're gonna go ahead and take the 4 off and put the 8. I'm 90% sure I have enough wire to do this, but we shall see, right? If anything, it will just be the actual like crimp. Oh yeah, I forgot the last one was almost entirely black, so I couldn't find it. There we go. There we go. Just kidding. Everybody cross your fingers for me. I think I'll be okay though. It's like supposed to signify whoever is the most talkative, whoever engages the most through comments, things of that nature. I don't know. I think we don't need anything else to compete with. I think we can just all be a nice community who supports everybody and doesn't need to be like acknowledged as such. But that's me. That's my opinion. If that's not the way you feel, that is perfectly okay. Okay. Oh, wait. I want to do, see, I'm going to use the wire right now for the class. I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't know where my thing is. Do my simple loop. And then I'm going to come up here as far as I can. I'm going to go up, over, back the stock, back it up ever so slightly. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it around twice. And all it does is kind of like it nestles the simple loop at the top in among the like wire. But so it's not, I don't know if it's any more secure, but I like to think that it is. Oh, I need to do the hoop for this part. Duh. Okay, so we're gonna do just like we did, or just like I did earlier, where we just take the very tip of our wire and bend this around. And because this is going to be on the bottom part of my hook, I am going to try to get it in really super tight like that. And then just like before, I'm going to go down to the very bottom, which is, I'm actually going to grab my other barrels. So I have a bigger base for my hook. I'm going to come up to the top, pointing it away from me. I'm going to give it like 2 to 3 millimeters extra space, just so my hook isn't like really short. And then we will pull this around until we meet up with the other side. And then I like to go right up to where I'm even with the hook right here. And I'm going to put a little bend. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to make a loop over on this side and I will wrap it around once, just like I just did a minute ago. So I'm going to go right there, bring it down around, pull it over like that. I'm obviously going to open this up, but before I do that, I don't have my box pliers. Oh, am I going to have to get out my bench block? No, I found them. I'm going to go ahead and use my bench block to like strengthen that loop as well as the rest of my hook. This way. I'm going to have to do the little point after I wrap this. Okay. Grab this, pull it up, put it on this side, close that loop up. And then I'm going to hold right across the loop and I'm going to bring it up until it meets again. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to cut off my excess wire. Come on, clip. Thank you. I'm going to go in and tuck in my end. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the little loop part into there and just squish it and give it some texture. Then we will attach the other end, which is right here. And I could open the simple loop, but I'd rather not. I'd rather just leave it all nestled up in there, just to make sure it's that much stronger for the person who gets this and wears it. I like doing the little once around. It makes it more secure than your typical simple loop, but not so much. Okay, let's make sure we get this down. but not tight, but there is quite a gap. So I'm gonna pull this side or this. Come on. Okay, that's good. Now this is a tricky part because you don't want to get your clasp. So you've got to get that. It's not the first one that's like harder. But to make it go faster though, I'm gonna put a little bit of extra beading wire in there just because it makes the process go faster. I don't have to squish it as often. So let me get that into my crimp as well. Come on. If there's room. Wow, I forget that they're copper. There we go. That their copper loops are, or the copper wall is so much thicker. But we're good now. I'm putting the extra wire. Like I said, it'll mean I don't have to squish it as often. So once, and you don't have to squish it hard. Just small little squishes as you rotate the wire around, keeping it centered in that little area, and then you'll end up with a little bead that doesn't need to be covered by a crimp tube. So it's very nice. I'm gonna make earrings to go with this, just not live. I'll show them to you guys in the morning because Steve just walked in with food. And
Selena's way.
yes, and Selena called. So, but let's move all of these tools out of the way so you can get a good look at what I made real quick like. And I will reinforce, I will work harden this hoop as well. See, I got the loop real good. And there we go. Oh, might help if I was on screen. There we go. Where did my remote go? It fell on the floor. Oh, thanks, babe. There we go. That's all she wrote, folks. I hope that you all have a wonderful night. Again, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Saturday. I'll remind you on the morning lives again, but 10 a.m. Saturday morning, I will be with you, and I'll be happy to see all of you guys. We're gonna have holiday kits as well as several other things. Things will get caught up and sent out to everybody. So as always, guys, I so appreciate you guys choosing to spend your time with me when there's so many other things that you could be spending your time with. So thank you very much. And as always, happy beading.